Hey people, this is Vermidian. Just another blog about everyday life. I talk about similar things even though we might be dissimilar in nature and what our foundations are in understanding our own lives on this planet. We're all here, we're all together, but the appearance of unity and togetherness only lasts as long as there is some kind of advantage. That's how long the optimism of unity lasts. To put it simply, I said in my last video about denial. If you're in a close relationship, people take denial personally, that they will betray you with words in less than a minute. Doesn't even matter. They will say some kind of words of betrayal immediately, just to project a defensive mechanism. And it should be apparent to everyone you've ever dealt with, whether they were close friends or acquaintances. You know, when somebody wants something from you, then he will make it obvious that he is the one betraying you. He will let you know his name when he betrays you. And that is the volley of the mob mentality. If you've ever seen the mob mentality, say a group of people walking down the street, whether they're young or old, and they stop a car and pull the driver out and start to beat him. That is nothing but news of what happened out there on the East Coast a few years back. The mob mentality. You can look it up like the Denver Super Bowl or any sporting event where the mob got out of control and just started being viral to each other and acting like animals. The ability for someone to throw in and cash all their chips and to become like the rest of the crowd, regardless of their self-discipline, what they've practiced in life, what they've read about morality and tolerance and accepting each other. People are drawn in when there are more than one opinion to encourage any controlling behavior. So, the mob mentality, just like the Ku Klux Klan, you know, that is an extreme. You're talking about racial propaganda. And people who practice cultural unity, it is so easy to slip into a mob mentality. If you have a leader guiding them into that whole motivation. And people connected in groups, they look to each other for self-discipline, guidance, and evidence of the world that they talk about to reaffirm their own position, as if seeking justification for their own identity. You know, if you weren't anything without somebody else, then you would make yourself a target until you attach yourself to something stronger. And everyone wants to be in a position of strength. That is obvious from the children on any video game system. You know, they post messages of, you know, Lucifer's sons. That was just on my PlayStation 4. Lucifer's sons were out of here, and they were in a party. So, whether it's the childish perception of an image of strength, they attach themselves to names and identities in the world that personify their own images of how they want other people to see them. Whether it's comedic or not serious or just a boast. That is the natural state of what youth are in evolving into adulthood. From my point of view, my understanding of psychology and, you know, the art of war. Yeah, and this is Rise Against, you know, whatever, copyright, make some money, advertise on my video if you think it's worthwhile. It's all for you. Make your money. Some 2009 album, Rise Against Vivo, YouTube. It's all good. It's all a balance of spreading the wealth. I know their message. They are concerned about the state of politics and equality. That's why I like Rise Against. Excellent band. I've been listening to them for days. And the few subscriptions that I do have on my YouTube site. I haven't bought too many albums since YouTube came out. It's all Vivo. I listen to whatever I want. You know, it's all there. So, you know, I haven't bought your albums, but make money. Put ads. It's all for you. Get your money back. So anyway, a child adapts to his identity, puts it out there so many times, just like usernames today. Usernames in games, usernames in business. All that is the natural state of what technology is today. Whether you want to provide your own name, and there are a lot of people providing their own name out there. You know, up front, this is who I am, this is what I do, and deal with me if you want to know me. And you could request people's names on PlayStation. If you want someone's real name other than their username or handle. So, the strategic nature of creating a alias in the world where you can say anything you want and the freedom to project any type of imagery to the population on YouTube, Twitch, or whatever's out there. Any type of video that you can broadcast into someone's house just to relay a message. But the untrained youth always feels more comfortable in a mob or a crowd mentality. The ones that stand alone. Those are the hard. Not that they were fashioned by an anvil or a hammer. But can the hard be soft to feel the tenderness of a family's future plan for their children? You know, you have to plan college money for your children. I already know that you are, as good parents, you're amazed at your children's intelligence, how well they express themselves, how well that they engage other people in common greeting. So, the balance of the mob mentality when it comes to war. The ones that aren't strategic, well, they rely on people in power. They attach themselves to what they know as security, advice, counsel, because everyone seeks counsel. The undisciplined and unself-disciplined mind, if you cannot learn this on your own because you are too preoccupied with the world, going out to fast food restaurants, whatever your relationship is, and all your duties to your family or community, if you have no time for self-discipline, then you are affronted so easily, like stepping on thin ice. And the mob mentality defends the mob mentality. It is an affection to maintain status quo, and the status quo cannot be broken if there is a unified purpose. That purpose must be carried out until the end for all the commitments and the dependency on other people involved with you. But if you can stand on your own with some recommended subjects, the art of war, psychology, problem solving, an ability to put three things together, whether you are portrayed as a thorn in the lion's side, you know, to be a pariah, If you walk alone, people will think that you walk alone because you really want what they have, what they are, to be surrounded by the consolement and the comfort of a multitude. And that consolement is so appealing that you want it. No one can understand why I haven't put myself in any relationship of intimacy, free sex, one night stands, whatever, for 20 years. Why would I make that decision in my 20s? Not that I'm a monk. I'm not a monk. No. I am wise enough to measure everything I went through, everything I have. Do I require to touch flesh? Do I require face-to-face tenderness from the opposite sex to handle self-discipline or include that in my life? By choice. I turned a relationship down this year. How loose it could be, how serious it could be, yeah. I am happy with the balance of everything I am and my purpose in this world. I am not trying to say, yeah, Lucifer's sons, we're out of here, and be a part of some group. You know? If you could understand that. Most people don't have the strength to walk alone. But if you've ever walked alone for a long period of time, I call it practicing emptiness. My house is simple. Yeah. I practice emptiness. There are people out there that need to have pizza every weekend while they watch football, that pay for television, whatever it is, that have so many wants and comforts that they need to sustain that dependency on those services. I am completely self-controlled and utilitarian. If you know what a utilitarian is, I buy what I need. I have enough entertainment. I have enough work. I have enough social interaction. I am not in want of what you are and what you can be, of what a young mind sees the world as an unlimited opportunity, and the perception that, you know, old people suck. Yeah, old people just suck. And they all think it's about some kind of sexual perversion, however young they are, because of, I don't know, whatever they've seen in the media. No, I don't want you because you're old or you're young or whatever. Yeah. But some people have made that assumption. Just because I was open enough to talk to them. That's their own defensive mechanism. And what's in the mind of a child, protecting its own identity. So, you know, it's not about hating the world. It's not about being broken by the world. It's about not being tamed by the advertising, by the lies, by the speculation, by the rumors, by the mob mentality, by a friend's needing to exalt himself but wants to attach himself to you. It's not about that. If you could walk alone. The path of the lone warrior. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I say my heart's a stone. It is. I see the world differently now. Dissimilar. Dissimilar to the majority of the planet. And everyone will say, yeah, that's like a monk. Or someone that's taken a vow of poverty. A vow of solitude. But I have enough. I don't run out of things because I don't eat at a fast food restaurant all the time. I don't buy fancy clothes and colognes. I don't buy the fancy car just because there's enough credit to buy something new. Has nothing to do with that. You buy a cheap car, someone gives you an offer to pay twice the price just to fix it up? I don't care about that. In the state of what cities are. But all of you are your own people. I'm not trying to convert you in any way. I'm just trying to say, I see you. I know you. I know what you do. And I have a good understanding of why you do what you do. I'm not a genius. Has nothing to do with that. Self-discipline, somebody with a lot of time, I can look up whatever I want, learn anything about this world, anytime I want. I'm not depressed looking for some kind of tender hand to say, yeah, I know you want my life. I really think you want my life and not yours.
You might say the polar bear.
But that's all conversion. People love that. Convert to me. Do what you want. It's a free country. This is a great place.
They're entering a tunnel and they see, or he sees out the window, the elephant limping down the sidewalk.
No matter what the outcome is,
to signal the bus drivers.
beginning or
So
end.
the next thing we see is the elephant.
So just a little
And the polar bear reaches out, he puts his arm around.
a little bit of
It's all about forgiveness.
commentary on strategy, personal behavior. If you guys like a soldier's point of view. How you doing, Raul? Soldier's point of view and walking the world independently. When people think you need to be like they are, they exaggerate. Everything that they think is going to convert you. Not that it conflicts with duty. Duty is one thing, what you commit yourself to. I commit myself to what I follow. And who I serve. Totally, yeah. I'm not perfect. You know, like I said, whether we are dissimilar or just learning to be on the same scales, the same balance, and how an outcome is to be played out. So when you choose your identity with your friends, whether you are young or old, and you grow into your adulthood and choose your identity, make sure you're backed by a self-discipline to walk alone if you need to. Relying on other people is great, but if you have the strength to do it on your own, teach yourself. Become what you want to become, not what's taught in some kind of religious conversion of everyone doing the same thing. So there's all the perception of unity and strength. When everyone does the same thing, it gives off the perception of strength because there are so many people. The mob mentality. It's not a serious attack on, the harmless nature of religion. Whether it's radical or not, there could be radicals doing the same thing, but that's the total opposite of the peace in a nation. So anyway, if you could walk alone and walk away from everyone, learn what denial is, then you could break out of a mob. You could break out of a converted group. And it takes self-discipline and strategy. Because even the simple will try to take what they can take if you let them, depending on their motivation. But if your motivation is enough to carry you, that you don't have to be carried by a group or a mob, then do it. This is Formidian. Have a good night.